Hello everyone, my name is Tyler Yip and I will be presenting my research on the benefits of cyclist green waves using wearables. In 2014, the City of Calgary approved a $7.1 million project known as the Cycle Track Network. Our network opened to the public in 2015 and is actually slated to undergo a 40% expansion by next year. And while overall ridership has increased in the past 5 years, of the Calgarians who commute to the downtown core, less than 5% commute by bike. One possible method for increasing commuter cycling is through a process known as green wave optimization. Green waves are a system of synchronized traffic lights that provide consecutive green lights to users. They allow users to ride the green wave provided they maintain a certain speed. Green waves are common in motorist traffic systems, however, Calgary does not have any dedicated cyclist green wave systems in place. So one of the major barriers to commuter cycling that green waves address is the issue of frequent stopping. Frequent stopping is inefficient, it promotes risky behavior like red light running, and there are other risks associated with dismounting. A cyclist green wave system makes commuter cycling easier by allowing cyclists to maintain their momentum, interact with cars less, and take advantage of cyclist traffic priority. They also promote safety by discouraging red light running, which is one of the most common complaints from motorists. When we look at the cities that have implemented cyclist green waves, we see many reported benefits. These cities have recorded an increase to ridership, shorter travel times, and less frequent stopping, and all of these factors contribute to an overall more enjoyable and efficient commuter cycling experience. And while these case-by-case results are great, most of these findings originate from government reports, which motivates the need for more objective scientific studies. And that keys into our research question. What are the benefits of implementing a cyclist green wave system in downtown Calgary? We were especially interested in the 5th Street Southwest and 12th Avenue Southwest corridors, which have already received a considerable amount of investment from our city. These routes featured commuter-friendly two-way bike lanes like the one pictured here on the right. However, they do not have a cyclist green wave system. To examine these benefits, we captured wearable data from the WeTrack Citizen Science database to inform a simulated study. The database opened in July of 2020, and at the time of the study, it contained nearly 40,000 files of voluntarily submitted wearable data. Cycling data accounts for nearly 13,000 of these files. From there, we took the cycling data and filtered it over our 2 routes of interest using a geofence, leaving us with 2,260 files from 52 participants. So once we had this data filtered to our 2 routes, we calculated 3 different metrics. Intersection movement status was classified as stopped when speed fell below 1.4 meters per second. Delay was simply the elapsed stop time at each intersection. And finally, green wave speed was simulated by taking the average speed after eliminating intersection stops. There are other methods for simulating green wave speed, however this method was by far the simplest. Taking a look at our results, it turns out that in nearly 2/3 of rides, participants were not required to stop despite the absence of our green wave system. Now these cyclists were likely optimizing their own speed by slowing down or speeding up to hit the next green light, essentially creating their own personal green wave. Now these riders would benefit from a green wave system by being able to maintain a steady speed rather than making their own adjustments on the fly. Now let's take a look at the other third of rides where participants actually did experience a delay. And for that we have this lovely delay map. You can see from the map that there were several intersections where the delay was actually greater than 20 seconds. We found that 5th Street Southwest had an average delay of 15.2 seconds, and 12th Avenue Southwest had an average delay of 14.6 seconds. So you've effectively got 700 rides where cyclists are having to wait almost 15 seconds at each intersection. Finally, we have our green wave speed simulation. Here, we saw a mean 9.56% increase to average speed attributed to our green wave system. Now to put things into perspective, for a hypothetical 20-minute, 5-kilometer commute, this 9.56% increase to average speed would save you nearly 6 hours of waiting at a red light per year, and that's only assuming you're cycling in the summer months. So to recap, we found that 1 in every 3 rides involved an average intersection delay of 15 seconds. With a 9.56% increase to average speed, green waves have the potential to save cyclists nearly 6 hours of commuting per year, and they could be an inexpensive optimization of our robust cycle track network, getting more Calgarians biking to work. It's not about building more bike lanes, it's about using our existing lanes to their full potential. Now, some of the limitations of our study include the observational nature of our data, the green wave simulation methods used, as well as any study population bias, since the database had only been open for about a month. And since our study was a simulation based on observational data, we'd like to see experiments conducted that evaluate the performance of green wave speed and its effect on the overall rider experience. I'd like to give a huge thanks to the following individuals for their support and incredibly valuable contributions to my project, and I'd also like to acknowledge NSERC as well as WeTrack for funding my research. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much for listening.